Hi, my name is Marissa Di Pasquale, and I'm the founder and CEO of Cashtivity. And at Cashtivity, we bring real-world connections into K-12. I'm excited to show you some of our work today. Okay, let's try and get this clicker to work. Okay, so we focus on the math and STEM market, and the big problem, the elephant in the room, which holds back our education system, and it's a problem that hasn't changed since you and I were at school, and perhaps when our grandparents were at school. Why do I need to learn this? I don't get this. When will I ever use this? That reminds anyone of what it was like in the math class. Well, it hasn't changed. And the problem is this. That's the student side, but on the teacher side is that teachers do an awesome job of teaching math through the traditional methods, which is the methods they know. But on the other side is the real world, where modern careers in STEM are. And there's this gap in the middle. Teachers are expected to jump across the bridge, if there was a bridge, to the real world. They're expected to do this under the standards and also to prepare students for college and career. But yet they haven't been trained to do that. And as a result, not only do they fall through the cracks, but administrators and students do as well. So we set out to solve this problem. And so we bring real-world connections into math and STEM through inquiry-based learning and problem-solving and project-based learning, with the goal that students are both collaborative and career-ready 21st century learners. And I'd love to show you some examples of how this works. We listened to teachers who told us that while EdTech is great, what's really important for them is the content. They want lessons ready to go. So we've done the hard work for them. Not only do they want lessons ready to go, but they want them aligned to the standards because they have to deliver those. And they're still teaching in class blocks of 45 to 60 minutes. And so could you please deliver content, digital native content that way? And so we did the hard work, and here are some examples. So students launch rockets into space with Cashtivity through the SpaceX Dragon Challenge. With the Design a Logo Challenge, students are designing logos as part of geometry. With the Price for Kicks Challenge, students are helping to relaunch a sneaker for Nike. They're pricing and costing the sneaker and negotiating with suppliers. And let me walk through an example in a bit more detail with the Where to Work Challenge. So it teaches the ideas and the concepts of simultaneous linear equations, but in a very different way. So you receive 2 job offers, one from Google and one from Amazon. Which would you pick? That's a great question. So let me walk you through. Okay, so let's pick a career. So you get a selection of career choices, you pick one, and you see what your classmates have picked through a wonderful poll. You then meet your Google friends and your Amazon friends. You have to work out the average pay rises of your friends and examine those offers. What's the average pay rise? You then decide which one you like to work for. But what happens after 4 years? And for students who are a bit more advanced, as part of the differentiation service we offer, they look at the cost of living adjustment. So if you decided to work for Google, what about the cost of living in Mountain View versus in Seattle for Amazon? So that's an example of the type of content we produce. And this is an example of a class in Rhode Island using Where to Work. Okay, so we also incorporate real-world skills and careers into the learning pathways, which is a really exciting development. So here you can see the progression of skills, the mathematics skills, but also the real-world skills. So as you're learning your ratios and proportions, you're learning to launch a new product. You're developing brands through geometry. You're helping to work out sales channels through algebra. And you're learning to develop partnerships through stats. Careers as well. We're aligned to careers in the 16 clusters, and so each of the challenges have career orientations. And so teachers love this. This is exactly what they're looking for. So thousands of teachers have started to use our content across the US and around the world. And some of our core partner schools are listed there, particularly those in California and on the East Coast. Teachers have rated our challenges 9 out of 10. They love the way it engages students in projects that are practical and real world, that students can go home and talk about, and finally math is interesting. And parents relate to it as well. This is a quote from one of our teachers in San Diego. I love how this works. I love how it helps kids understand not only do they need to learn the content, which is so dynamic, but they learn it with others and they learn how to get on with others. So we're also forming content partnerships to prove that we can also host third-party content on the platform. James Tanton is one of our first partners. He's a rockstar math author and founder of a global math project. We turn one of his puzzles into 4 interactive project-based learning challenges, where students are learning the concepts of negative numbers and positive numbers by going to the beach and digging holes in sand. Holes represent negative numbers and piles of sand represent positive numbers. It's a great way of learning. And this is Christina Wong in San Jose teaching her grade 8 students, grade 6 level content. Her students are 2 years behind. And so you can see there the holes and piles and holes on the board in the back. One more thing, we're working hard to enable teachers to extend the challenges so it becomes an ecosystem, and also teachers can create their own. And an example here is 2 of our teachers, Wilson in the math class was using our Price to Kicks challenge, so students were designing the pricing models for Nike, and the science teacher was hovering in the background because she wanted to connect through her new science requirements. She's teaching through the NGSS standards. She wants to find connections to math. And so in the science class, they were able to create rubber soles of shoes and then turn those rubber soles into bouncy balls. And we then curated that lesson into a challenge on our platform. That's those classes in action. We have an awesome team. We won the NASDAQ EdTech Award. We're supported by amazing advisors, both here in Tom Davis in San Diego in the Bay Area. Chris Bouger is the founder of Summit Public Schools. Mohammed Chowdhury, former CEO of Silicon Valley Education Foundation. And our home in Boston, we're graduates of Learn Launch Accelerator, and our product team and content team. So that's what we're doing. We've just formed a partnership with Microsoft. We're one of their leading new creative apps, and we're also looking for other partners in math and STEM who'd be interested to work with us. Thank you.